Opendoor stock has been cooling off a lot over the past couple of weeks, and I'm sure that many of you are wondering to yourselves if the party's over and if it's time to pack up your things and bounce, especially considering the markets just had their worst day since April. But I'm here to deliver my optimistic opinion on the stock, and in this video, I'm going to do my best to explain why I think it's likelier than not that Opendoor sees another wave higher in the weeks ahead as opposed to further downside. My name is Royce Jacob, and welcome back to Waves Capital. Let me know what you think of Opendoor right now, where you think we're going, which direction you think we're heading in the comments below. Give the video a like if you go on to gain value from it today. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you want to continue to ride the waves with us. Let's dive into the charts. Okay, so before we jump into the charts, I just want to say real quickly that I did record a video discussing the sell-off that we saw today and my updated opinions on the macro backdrop and my current trading thesis as far as the short to medium term is concerned. So go check that out. As far as a lot of the bloodshed that we saw today in the markets, I actually think that although Open did sell off, I do think, as I've said in previous videos and newsletters as well, that Opendoor can act as somewhat, in a weird way, as a chaos hedge, okay? That's what meme stocks do sometimes. Meme stocks have been known in the past to perform well. Weirdly, again, this is kind of counterintuitive, but meme stocks can perform well even if, tech risk-on assets, just the greater equity markets are falling. So keep that in mind. I don't necessarily think that even if the S&P 500 and NASDAQ do continue to sell off, I don't necessarily think that that's bad news for Opendoor, okay? But that's just my opinion. Keep in mind, I could be wrong about all of this, but I also want to say that my money is where my mouth is. The direction that I think we're going based upon the chart you've been looking at is pretty evident. And personally, I did buy more Opendoor calls upon this pullback today. So just keep that in mind. Also, if you guys want my daily newsletters, if you want my daily trade alerts just like this, if you want my daily takes on not just Opendoor, but all of the plays within my portfolio, along with, of course, a full breakdown of my portfolio, then it's the first link in the description or in the pinned comments of this video. You get everything that this box here includes, $15 a month, $40 for every 3 months. It's completely up to you, but it's been an amazing year at Waves Capital. Any member can attest to that, and I'm really proud of what we've been done, and I'm really proud to see what we can do in the fourth quarter. So again, first link in the description or in the pinned comments. Welcome to the team if you choose to join, but if not, as always, no worries. I appreciate you watching this video anyway. So before we talk technicals, I want to talk some very, very quick fundamentals. And we're not going really over any specific news, although I do have this article. By the way, I hate this image and everything that's going on with this article. Anyway, I just kind of want to describe why I think from a fundamental perspective, Opendoor is likelier to climb higher than it is to fall. And then we'll, of course, jump into the charts, talk technicals, and I'll reiterate some of my existing price targets for you guys. Okay, so just my 2 cents on the fundamental bull case for Opendoor. I'm using this as an example because it's the most recent one. Opendoor stocks jumps 14%. This happened like a week ago now. Pretty much gave up all those gains since, but just keep in mind, this is the most recent one. So Opendoor stock jumps 14% after CEO confirms Bitcoin integration plans. Okay, once again, we did pretty much give up all of the gains from this 14% Bitcoin news rally, but this is the trend when it comes to Opendoor. Is just clearly that they keep dropping good pieces of news, okay? And I don't know when they're going to drop good news. I don't know. Hey, maybe they don't even drop good news until their earnings report, which might not even be good, might be bad. Again, this is all speculative, but just given the existing trend, given the news cycle that Opendoor has really just been creating and the positive snowball that Opendoor has made for itself over the past couple of months, leads me to believe that it's likelier than not that they probably release some positive piece of news that ignites the next rally or acts as the catalyst for the next wave higher. Okay, so again, this is completely speculative. Maybe it is their earnings reports. I will say that is something I'm definitely looking forward to. 27 days. It is on November 6th. So mark that on your calendars or on your charts, however you want to mark it. But November 6th is their next earnings report. It's less than a month away. Personally, if we sell off going into that report, I'm definitely going to, and just as I did today, if we keep selling off, I will continue to shark up more calls. And that's just my trading strategy. That's what I'm going to choose to do. I will also say, keep in mind, Opendoor is only one of the few positions in my portfolio. It's grown to be a pretty meaningful position for me, but it's overall in the grand scheme of my entire investment portfolio. Keep in mind, my Opendoor call options are not a significant chunk of my overall portfolio. So even if you're bullish on Opendoor like I am, please don't ever, this applies to every stock you'll ever trade or you should ever invest in. Never put all of your eggs in one basket, regardless of, again, how bullish you may be or how much conviction you may have in your thesis that it's going to do well. But Opendoor, decent position. I'm excited where this thing can go. And yeah, again, that wasn't like, we're not covering any specific fundamentals. We've done that in a lot of recent videos. But again, in my opinion, I think it's likelier than not that we do get that as opposed to like negative news. I think negative news is very unlikely to come for Opendoor. And I think as far as the surprise factor is concerned for the stock goes or the company goes, it's likely that they drop good news, okay? Because they just have so much positive fundamental momentum and they're really taking action and things are happening real fast. So that's just my 2 cents there. Let's talk about the fun stuff. Let's dive into the charts. You've been reading this the whole time. I think that we could potentially be printing a bull flag pattern, okay? So again, the macro is shady. This watch list is about as bloody as it's been since April. At least definitely most of these names are. Nvidia fell 5% today. It's been a long time since we've seen a move like that from Nvidia. So I want to make it clear that, as I said earlier, it's not guaranteed that Opendoor does manage to act as a hedge or does manage to outperform the greater markets, okay? But that being said, there is still positive momentum behind the stock, as I just rambled about for like 3 minutes. But we are printing on the charts what looks to be somewhat of a bull flag. This is one of my favorite trading patterns in all of trading. It is a bull flag that is characterized by a sharp move higher, which obviously this is right here, by sharp move higher, followed by a textbook bull flag is a descending triangle pattern, which is exactly what we're seeing now. A bull flag can also be constituted by like a symmetrical triangle pattern. Symmetrical triangles tend to resolve themselves in the direction of the overall trend or existing trend, which in this case would be up. And in this case, a descending triangle pattern followed by a massive move up indicates the same thing. That's why it's called a bull flag. Okay. So if this bull flag does pan out, we can see that the apex of this flag, you can draw, I mean, this is conservative resistance. Any of you who watch the trader tips would know that. This would be absolute resistance, just spanning this out a little bit. So this plays nicely, as we just discussed earlier. November 6th is a Thursday, November 7th, Friday. Yep. So November 6th is going to be a Thursday. That plays pretty perfectly into what I would say is the apex or resolution points of this bull flag pattern if it is to pan out. So maybe we sell off. Maybe what I personally believe is likelier is that we bounce within this range, we stay within this descending triangle pattern. I will say if we fall below 690, because that's a low touch point right here, if we fall below 690 and we close a day below 690, I mean, we do have kind of this gap right here that could act as support around like 640, 650. But I will say it will be a red flag, not a bull flag. It will be a red flag in my book if we do fall like well below 690. But in my opinion, just what I feel is likelier than not. I'll just continue to say because I have no idea what's going to happen. Again, it's all about weighing out the odds and using the data available to make the most rational and logical decision possible, which is what I always try my best to do. In my opinion, I think we bounce throughout this descending triangle pattern range, which plays nicely right into their earnings reports on November 6th. Personally, I think the earnings report will bring good news. I think that it will give investors reason to get excited about the stock, especially if we continue to trail sideways. And I think that results in the next wave higher that hopefully takes us up to my first target, my next major profit target range. We took some major profits over a waves cap right here. But my next major profit target range that, as I've said in every video right now, or every video over the past few weeks, I'll say it again right now, is this range from about 1260, 1270 to like 1330, 1340. The reason for that being, this has just acted as this was like a pretty significant floor for Opendoor on the way down. Prior floors become new ceilings, vice versa. That's TA 101. So my next target range stands at 1250 to 1350-ish. And if we can break above that $13, $14 level, then I think things can get even more exciting. And let's hope this is kind of like Carvana, as we've discussed before. Hopefully like Carvana stock. Just go take a look at Carvana if you're not familiar. CVNA. Hopefully this is like Carvana in the sense that we just keep traveling higher at a pretty wild pace given the fundamental momentum of the company. Okay, so excited to see what unfolds. Again, if you guys want my near daily take on Opendoor, along with all of the other positions in my portfolio and my daily trade alerts, newsletters, just like this one, along with all this other good stuff, then it's the first link in the description or in the pinned comments. Once again, welcome to the winning team if you join. And if not, I'll see you in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about Opendoor. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. And until then, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.